force broke his skull and caused pieces to go to the front of his temple on both sides. Sound like a Hennessy bottle to me, or it sound like something with trauma force that can do your head like that in the back of your head, his back and his head. So let me tell you something. I don't know, and I don't care who don't like my live or who got something to say about Tasha why you did that, because I needed to do that. At the end of the day, nobody ain't in her shoes. We getting attacked back to back.
So what's your relation to cousin?
No, he's my boyfriend.
Oh, he's your boyfriend.
Yeah.
You all stay there. Where's he stay?
We're from Orlando.
Right now?
Yeah.
Let's pick up on social. Where was he last seen?
No, we got out. We were having a disagreement. He got out of the car. Got right over here.
Right here. You looking by chance?
Yeah, he got out when the car was moving.
How fast do you think?
It couldn't have been going that fast because we was coming down the road. I don't think it was that
10,
fast.
30, 40.
Yeah, and I was waiting up here because I'm thinking like, okay, he just trying to go down. Let me wait for him. And then when I saw all of the police coming down, that's when I flew down here because I'm like, what happened?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So,
But
were you possibly on the phone or anything with him when this happened?
No, we were arguing and he got out the car.
This is
I'm
his
his girlfriend.
Your girlfriend?
Yeah.
How long ago did you did he leave?
5 minutes ago.
Okay.
I knew
You guys just go get pizza or something, or?
Yes, we just went and got Papa John's pizza, the one right up there. Or down there, wherever it
And
is.
then you guys were down here, and then he walked away.
No. We were riding in the car and he got out the car.
Okay.
He got out the car because we were arguing. Yeah. He
Okay.
got out the car and
Where were you at when he got out of the car?
We were right over here.
Right over here.
The cars was coming, so I kept going so that nobody would hit me. So I stopped up there at that gas station because I'm thinking he's gonna walk. Like maybe he's just frustrated. He's gonna walk to me. But when I started seeing all the police in here, it freaked me out. And I'm like, okay, I can't tell where y'all going. But when I see the flashing lights, I was like, that is where he got out of the car at. And I started zooming down.
Does he have any kind of medical history of
No.
any kind?
None. None.
Does he have any medical conditions? No. But I'm wondering, if somebody did he just have medical episode and fall down? How fast you said you were going when he got out?
I
18.
don't even think it was that bad. Like it was probably
The car was moving.
the car was moving. Yeah.
What happened?
So this is his girlfriend.
Okay.
They were in a 22.
Okay.
He got out of the car. She went and parked at the Circle K.
Okay.
Yeah, that is okay. You guys go see camera.
Waiting for
The police body cam is rolling. Officers have just arrived at the Archer Road underpass in Gainesville, Florida. A man is being loaded into an ambulance, his skull fractured, his body broken. And standing right there at that scene, calm, composed, collected, is his girlfriend. Not crying, not screaming his name, not grabbing an officer's arm demanding to know if he is going to be okay. She is standing there explaining to police that she was driving approximately 25 miles per hour when Tyrone Davis Jr. exited her vehicle. 25 miles per hour. Said clearly, said steadily, said the way you would give someone directions to the nearest gas station. And we know this not because someone said so on TikTok. We know this because it is on official police bodycam footage that was reviewed by Tyrone's family during a Zoom meeting. And what people saw on that call has reopened every single question this case thought it had buried. Welcome to Mystora Crimes, where secrets, justice, and humanity collide. If this is your first time here, you need to subscribe right now and hit that bell icon, because this channel exists for the people the system forgets, for the mothers who have already buried multiple children, and are standing at a city microphone holding themselves together with nothing but sheer will, for the fathers who just want candles and prayers and answers, for the children who are growing up without their dad. Tyrone Davis Jr. deserves more than one page from a police department. Subscribe to Mystora Crimes. Share this video, because the only way stories like this survive is if people like you refuse to let them die. Now let's go back, because to understand what that body cam footage means, you have to understand who Tyrone was and how he ended up under that bridge. Tyrone Davis Jr. was 35 years old, a trucker, a father of 2 children named Chloe and Elijah, a man who showed up on social media every single morning to push strangers toward a better day. His catchphrase was "YA Feel Me," and people felt him deeply. He had a community built on warmth and consistency. He also had a girlfriend, Kira Davis, known online as Lulu. By all accounts, they were serious. They were in that phase where the future starts to feel real. And around Christmas 2025, Tyrone planned a romantic cabin getaway for the 2 of them. That trip was supposed to be love. Instead, it ended with Tyrone unconscious under a highway overpass with catastrophic head injuries, admitted to hospital as a John Doe, while his family spent 24 hours not even knowing where he was. He died days later, and the questions that followed have never stopped, because what the hospital told his family did not match what police were saying. His cousin Natalie Davis reported that medical staff described his injuries as not consistent with a fall, not consistent with being pushed, and not even fully explained by jumping from a moving vehicle. What they said his injuries were more consistent with was blunt force trauma. Something struck the back of his skull. Hard. And Gainesville Police Department looked at all of that and declared the death not suspicious. Tyrone's family did not accept that. They could not, and neither should you. Here is what we knew going into this latest development. GPD gave 3 different explanations to the family. He jumped from a moving car. He slipped and fell. Something involving a moving vehicle. 3 versions. From the same department. About the same death. When an independent journalist filed a public records request, they received 1 page. 1 single page with almost no detail, shielded behind the active investigation exemption. No press conference was ever held. No public explanation of how officers concluded this death was not suspicious was ever released. Just silence, and a family left to fill that silence themselves. Tyrone's mother, Rena Demp, stood at the Gainesville City Commission meeting in February 2026 and told officials she has lost 3 sons and Tyrone was her last. She said nobody is giving her answers. She said she is not going anywhere until she gets them. The mayor told her someone from the city manager's office would speak with her. For a woman who has buried 3 children, someone from the city manager's office, that is where institutional accountability ended and community accountability had to begin. And that is exactly what led to the Zoom meeting where everything changed. Tyrone's cousin, believed to be Natalie Davis, who has been the most publicly active family member throughout this entire case, organized a Zoom meeting where the police bodycam footage was reviewed with supporters, activists, and people close to the investigation. And what people saw on that call dismantled the official narrative piece by piece. Lulu was there at the scene when police arrived. Let that register for a moment. One of the central unanswered questions in this case has always been what she did in those immediate moments after Tyrone was found. Did she call for help? Did she stay? Now we have a visual answer. She was present. She was being questioned by officers on camera. And she was calm in a way that people on that Zoom call reportedly could not reconcile with the situation in front of them. Now, the psychology of trauma is real, and it is complicated. Some people shut down. Some people go quiet. Some people look unbothered on the outside while they are completely destroyed on the inside. Calmness alone is not evidence of guilt. But here is where behavioral analysis becomes important. There is a difference between the stillness of shock and the steadiness of someone who has already decided what their story is going to be. Shock looks fragmented. It looks like someone searching for words, losing their train of thought, grabbing onto details that do not matter because the brain cannot organize itself. What Lulu displayed, based on what witnesses and the Zoom viewers described, was not that. It was organized. It was clear. She had a number ready. 25 miles per hour. Not approximately fast. Not I do not know exactly. A specific number. Delivered calmly to police officers while her partner was being loaded into an ambulance feet away from her. And that number is where this case cracks wide open. 25 miles per hour means medically. At that speed, if someone exits a moving vehicle, the expected injuries are road rash, possible fractures, maybe a concussion if the head strikes pavement at a particularly bad angle. What 25 miles per hour does not typically produce is the kind of catastrophic skull fracture that kills a healthy 35-year-old man. The injuries Tyrone sustained, the injuries hospital staff described as more indicative of blunt force trauma than any vehicle incident, do not align with the speed Lulu gave police on that body cam. The number she offered as an explanation actually deepens a mystery rather than resolving it. And there is a device that could have settled this immediately. The black box. Every modern vehicle has one. It records speed. It records impact. It records what actually happened in those final moments before a crash or incident. According to coverage of the GPD report released in April 2026, that black box is missing, gone, unaccounted for. The one piece of technology that could have confirmed or destroyed Lulu's 25-mile-per-hour claim does not appear to be in the evidence chain. And there is more. That same GPD report revealed a 9-minute gap in the timeline. 9 minutes that nobody has publicly explained. 9 minutes between events that should connect but do not. 9 minutes during which anything could have happened and nothing has been officially accounted for. The report also references a trauma alert that was reportedly ignored, meaning someone in that chain recognized the severity of what was happening and raised a flag, and that flag did not produce the urgent response it should have. Alongside Lulu's conflicting statements across different points in the investigation, these are not isolated irregularities. They are a pattern. A couple was present at that scene from the very beginning. The woman was a nurse. She was actively tending to Tyrone before and when police arrived, using her medical training to assess him in real time while everything else was unfolding around her. Her partner was with her. These are not online commentators. These are people who were physically under that bridge. They saw Lulu. They watched her interact with police. They registered her demeanor with their own eyes. And they later told Chronicle Speaks that Lulu showed no concern. That witness also confirmed in a separate interview that they photographed a scene and sent those images to both the family and to GPD, which means police have received photographic evidence from an eyewitness who was on the ground that night. What was done with those photographs has never been publicly addressed. Not once. Hotel video footage has also surfaced in this case. The specifics of what it shows have not been fully verified through mainstream reporting, but its existence has been referenced in independent coverage. Combined with the body cam footage, the witness photographs, the eyewitness testimony from a nurse and her partner, and the conflicting statements in the GPD report, there is now a body of evidence surrounding this case that demands professional, systematic examination. And it is not getting it. In May 2026, Lulu finally spoke publicly for the first time. Not when Tyrone's mother went to the city commission. Not when the family hired a private investigator. Not when hundreds of people lined Archer Road wearing his face on their shirts. She spoke after a very public conflict erupted between Tyrone's father and a man known as Polo over the handling of the case. She chose a moment of maximum family fracture to enter the conversation. Whether that timing was calculated or coincidental, the effect is the same. She stepped into chaos. And chaos is always harder to navigate than clarity. So let's bring it all together. Because this is where Mystora Crimes lives, in the place where all the pieces are on the table and the picture they form is impossible to ignore. A man is dead. His injuries do not match the official explanation. The person with him gave police a specific speed that medically cannot account for those injuries. The black box that would confirm that speed is missing. There's a 9-minute gap in the timeline. A trauma alert was ignored. A nurse who was physically present says Lulu showed no concern. A witness sent photographs to police that have never been publicly addressed. Hotel footage exists. A more detailed GPD report raised more questions than it answered, and the woman at the center of all of it waited until her partner's family was fighting each other before she finally decided to speak. Rena Demps has buried 3 sons. Tyrone was her last. Chloe and Elijah are growing up without their father. And somewhere in Gainesville, Florida, the answers to what really happened under that bridge on December 27th, 2025 are sitting inside evidence files, on body cam cards, in black box data that may or may not still exist, and in the memory of a woman who stood at a scene of devastation and stayed calm. Here's what I need you to tell me. If you are driving 25 miles per hour and the person sitting next to you, someone you love, suddenly exits that vehicle and hits the ground, what is your first instinct? What does your body do? What do your hands do? What comes out of your mouth? Now compare that to what the body cam shows. Compare that to the calm. Compare that to the specific number delivered steadily to officers while the ambulance doors were closing. Does that feel like grief to you? Does that feel like shock? Or does it feel like something else? Something that has a word but nobody in an official position has been willing to say out loud yet? Drop your theory in the comments. Tell me what you think happened in those 9 missing minutes. Tell me what you think happened to that black box. Tell me what you think a nurse standing over a dying man, watching his girlfriend stay composed, was thinking in that moment. This family reads these comments. Natasha Davis reads these comments. Rena Demps knows people are still watching. And your voice matters more than the algorithm wants you to believe. Subscribe to Mystora Crimes right now if you are not already here. Share this video because Tyrone's story deserves more than silence. And when there are new developments, and there will be, we will bring them to you first. Because at Mystora Crimes and secrets do not stay buried.